Hello students. Students, in the last lecture we have seen the concepts of intermediate code generation phase. What are the benefits of intermediate code generation phase we have studied. So in this lecture we will continue from the previous lecture. We will discuss the type of three address representation, examples based on the quadruples and triples, three address representations, some more examples on three address representation. So what we have seen in the last lecture, what kind of codes are, what kinds of codes comes under the category of three address codes. So we have seen that if an assignment instruction in the form of x equal y operator z, this will be in the three address format. Why it is called as three address format? Because it has only three registers and one operators are in place. So if any expression is in the form of x equal y operator z, then it is in three address phase or three address code. Second point, we have seen that if we are copying some values, then it is also in the three addressing mode, like x equal y. If we are using unconditional go to and jump, then it is also in three address mode or three address representation. If we are using some if statement with some kind of relational operators on x and y, then it is also in three address representation. We use the concepts of pointers also in the three address representation. Like if a pointer variable is holding some address, then it is also in the three address mode. So these concepts we have studied in the last lecture also. So in this lecture, we will discuss some examples based on these three address representation. First example is like what kind of questions you will get in the examination. In the examination, a single question you can get like what is quadruples and triples and indirect triples. One is one theory questions, and based on that theory question, maybe there are some expression like a equal minus b cross c plus d, and you have to solve that. You have to show that you have to show that in the form of you have to show in the form of quadruples, triples, and indirect triples format also. So if we have the expression in the form of a equal minus b cross c plus d, and we have to show that in the form of quadruples, triples, and indirect triples, then then how we can show. First of all, we have to convert this expression into three address code. In the previous lecture also we have seen some unary operators. So if any operation expression in the form of unary operator also, it will be on three addressing mode. So we are converting this expression into three address expression, like t1 equal minus b, then t2 equals c plus d, t3 equal t1 cross t2, and the result of this expression will be stored on the a. So if we have to show this three address code in the form of quadruple, so in the quadruple we have studied that there must be four four cells or four field. Number one will be an operator, number two will be argument one, number uh, three will be argument two, and some result. Apart from these four fields, we have some memory locations also. So in the first line of code, in the first line of three address scheme, we have t1 equal minus b. So the operator is unary minus, argument 1 is b, argument 1 is b, and the result is stored on t1. The result is stored on t1. Same as in the second expression, c plus d, and the result of this c plus b will be storing on the t2. Then the operator is plus, argument 1 is c, argument 2 is d, and the result is stored on t2. Same as in third line of three address code, the operator is multiplied sign, then argument 1 is t1, argument 2 is t2, and this result is stored in the t3. If we are storing this line of code in the quadruple format, the operator is equal sign, argument 1 is t3, and argument 2 is, sorry, the argument 2 is nothing, and the result is stored on A. In some cases, we have some confusion, like if we are using this equal sign as an operator, why not on these sign? Why not these equal signs? Students, here we are copying the value from one argument to another argument. If we are copying some value from this argument to this argument, it is in the form of three address, and the operator used for copying these values are assignment operator, or the equal sign. That is the reason why here we are using equal as an operator, not in these cases. Here we are not copying the value of t1 to t3, we are not copying the value of c to t2, we are not copying the value of minus b to t1. Okay, here only we are copying the value of t3 to a. That is the reason this equal sign works as an operator, and argument 1 will be the t3 and result will be storing on a. If we have to show this quadruple format to the triples format, what we can do, we can eliminate this result form, we can eliminate or we can remove this result field and use this memory locations, like unary minus of b we are storing in the location of 10. This 10, 11, 12 we can select according to our need. We can use it in any hexadecimal code. So this 10, 11, 12 nothing but some values showing the register location. So the unary minus of b we are storing in the location of 10. The value of c plus d will be stored on the location of 11. So the argument 1 is c, the argument 2 is b, the operator used in this case is plus, and the location is 11. Then in third line, asterisk is an operator. Now the asterisk is an operator. The value of this minus b is stored on the location of 10. So we are using the memory location 10 as an argument 1 and memory location of 11 as an argument 2. Okay, this is the main difference between quadruples and triples. In the quadruples we have 4 field. A separate result field is also in the quadruples where we are showing our result, while in the case of triples we will use the memory location in place of this result. So we are storing this t1 cross t2 into the memory location of this t1 cross t2 into the memory location of 12, where t1 is unary minus of b. Unary minus of b is stored in the location of 10, while the argument 2 is t2, which is the addition of c plus d, which is stored on the memory location of 11. So 11, memory location 11 cross memory location 10 is stored on the memory location of 12. Then in the third memory location, the argument 1 is 12. What is in the 12? The multiplication of the t1 and t2. Actually we don't need to store this equal sign here if we doesn't have any double the argument 2 in place. So we can use only 12 as an argument, and the sign is used as equal. If you are using it, it is okay. If you are not using it, it is also okay. The argument 1 is 12, while we are storing the resultant into the memory location of 13. In indirect triples, it is somewhat related, or it is very much close to this triples concept. Why? Where a simple statement or some index or some reference code is also introduced. In quadruples, there are 4 fields. In triples, there are only 3 fields. But in the case of indirect triples, we are using 2 tables, where one table stored the memory location with some reference index, while these reference indexes are used in this another table. Like in table 2, we are using statement or some references, then operator, then argument 1 and argument 2. So unary minus b is stored in the location of L1, while L1 is the memory location 10. So L1 is a reference variable of the memory location 10. The the addition of c plus d is stored on L2. The The addition of C plus D is stored on L2, while L2 is the reference variable of the reference of the memory location 11. Same as same as L1 and L2 are multiplied, and the resultant is stored on L3, where L1 is the memory location of 10 and L2 is the memory location of 11. So it is somewhere very much close to this triples concept. So you will get the questions like what is quadruples, triples, and indirect triples. What are the benefits and advantages of these quadruples, triples, and indirect triples, and solve this expression and convert it into the quadruples, triples, and indirect triples format. This kinds of question you will get in your examination. Now coming to some another question. Question says translate the polynomial expression to quadruples and indirect triples. Question is x plus y cross y plus z plus x plus y plus z. First of all, what you need to do, you have to convert this expression into 3 address code, then represent this 3 address code into the quadruple format. So what will be the 3 address scheme of this given expression? X plus y is stored on T1, y plus z is stored in the T2. Then T1 plus Z means x plus y plus z is stored on T3, and T4 is equal to T1 cross T2, and T5 is equals to T4 plus T3. There may be some short 3 address code also. Then there are possibility of generate 3 address code in some another way also. I am doing this way. You can do on some other way also. What I am doing, I am converting this x plus y plus z, and x plus y plus z into this format, where x plus y is stored on T1, y plus z is stored on T2, T3 is T1 plus z. Now what we need to do, we have to multiply T1 and T2, then resultant we are storing on T4, then the resultant of T4 will be added to the T3. So I am storing I am storing the resultant of T4 and T3 into T5. So if we have to represent this into the quadruple format, there may be 4 fields: operator, argument 1, argument 2, and result. The first In the first case, the operator is plus, argument 1 is x, argument 2 is y, and the result will be in T1. In the second line of code, the operator is plus, argument 1 is y, argument 2 is z, and the resultant is stored on T2. In the third line of code, T1 is an argument 1, Z is an argument 2, and plus is an operator, while the resultant is stored on the T3. In the fourth line of code, star is an operator, T1 is an argument 1, T2 is an argument 2, and T4 is the result. While in the last line of code, plus is an operator, T4 is an argument 1, T3 is an argument 2, and the result will be on T5. So this is the format of quadruple. What happens in the case of triples? We doesn't need to do much. We have to change this. We have to remove this result field, and in the place of these results, we have to put the locations in the triples. But in the case of indirect triples, we have to make another table where we need to reference some reference variable and add those reference variable to another table. Like in the x is an the plus is an operator, x is an argument 1 and y is an argument 2. Plus is an argument operator, x is an argument 1, y is an argument 2, and the statement or the resultant is stored on the reference variable L1, where the reference variable L1 is stored in the location of 10. Same, the y and z is another line of code. This y plus z, where the plus is an operator, the resultant is stored on L2, and this L2 means the memory location of 11. In this way, we can represent our code. In this way, we can represent our code into the indirect triples format. So this is the examples of the representation of three addresses in the form of quadruples, triples, and indirect triples. Now you can get some another questions in your AKTU end semester examination as well as your PSU examination or GATE examination, like what will be the three address of the given expression or the given code. Like you have given some code, and you have to convert this code into the three address format. I'm repeating my statement, like what kind of codes comes under the category of three address scheme. If an expression is in the form of y operator z, then it is in the three address format. If we are copying some data, then it is in three address. If we are using unconditional go to and jump, then it is on three address scheme. If we are using conditional go to and jump, like if we are using if statement with some relational operator, then it is in the three address code. And if we are using pointer variable, it is also in the three address scheme. So if we have this question, if we have this question, and we have to convert this statement, this program to the three address scheme, what we need to do? What we need to do? What we need to do? This sum equal 0. We are copying the 0 into the sum, so it is in the three address format. I equal 1. I equal 1. Students, we need not to represent the data type of the variable, because the data type of the variables are parsed, and this information is already stored on your symbol table. So we need not to show the data type of the variable. So I equal 1 means the value of this 1 is copied to the value of I, so it is in the three address format. Now this is I less than or equal to 10. This less than equal is a relational operator, and what we can say, if I is less than or equal to 10, then go to label 1. If this statement gets satisfied, go to label 1, and if it gets failed, then go to label 2. It is like this. We are going in this direction. If this statement gets true, then go to L1. L1 is the label 1, and if a statement gets false, then it will continue to this line of code, then go to L2. So if this statement is true, what we are doing, we are adding these variables. So sum equals sum plus I. What we are doing, we are showing that t1 equal sum plus I. Then t1 equal the sum equal t1. First of all, we are storing this data into some temporary variable, and this temporary data will be copied to the new data of this sum variable, the new value of this sum variable. Although this statement is in the form of 3 address, but we have to convert this 3 address to some another format. I had did this thing. If you are not doing this thing, it is already in the 3 address scheme. So t1 equals sum plus I, and then the sum equal t1. Then this statement is also we have to do, like t2 equal I plus 1 and t2 equal I equal t2. t2 equal I plus 1, the value of I is 1, and by this statement we have to increment the value. So we are incrementing the value by 1 and storing this data into the t2. Then this t2 will be this the value of this t2 will be copied to the value of I, and then it will go to the L0. L0 is your this label. So we are maintaining the loop also by using this goto statement. So if we have to convert the looping statement to into the 3 address scheme, we have to use this if statement. You have to notice in this example there are only if statements are showing in 3 address scheme. Means only if statement can be used in the 3 address scheme. So we have to convert all our programming, or the compiler has to convert all of their programming in with the use of if statement only. Okay, so with the help of this go to L0, or will this go to L0, we are maintaining the loop. And if this statement gets failed, then go to L2. What L2 says? Print sum. This statement is saying print sum, then print sum. Okay, I'm doing some more examples on this statement. Like if we have switch according to the ch variable. If the value of ch is 1, then we have to add a plus b and store that value to the x. If the ch value is 2, then we have to negate the value of a and b, and this result will be stored in the x. Then break the statement and go to the end of the loop. So we have to convert this switch statement into the if statement also. So what happen if ch equal 1? Here equal is an relational operator. So if this ch equal 1, then go to L1, where L1 we are adding the value of a and b and storing it into the some temporary variable. If we are not storing it into a temporary variable, it will also be correct. But since we have to optimize the code also in the next phase, so I am doing this way. So that you can easily observe the optimization phase also. Okay, so t1 equal a plus b. Then the value of this a plus b, which is stored on the which is stored as a value of t1, will get transferred to the value of x. And after that, we are using the break statement. So to show the break statement, we have to use the go to next. Next is showing the end of the loop. So if ch equal 1, then go to L1, perform these operations, and then go to the next phase. And if the value of ch is 2, then the same operation we did, like we had minus the value of a and b. The resultant is stored on t2, and the value of t2 is transferred as a value of x. And then we have transferred to the next phase. So these are some examples that you can easily observe that we have only if statement to convert our code into the compiler code. This is one more example. Switch according to a plus b. If the value of a plus b is 2, then the value of y will be the value of x. Break the statement. If the case is 5, then another switch statement is means a nested switch statement are in place, like switch according to a plus b. The value of I think this is repeated. It is repeated. So if the value of a plus b is 5, work according to another switch statement are in place, and this is according to the value of x. If the value of x is 0, increment the value of b by 1 and transfer the value into the a, then break the statement. If it is 1, then increment the value of b by 3 and transfer this value to the value of a, then break the statement. If nothing happens, or the default in the default case the value of a is 2, break the statement. The inner switch will be breaked, and the outer switch, if it has the case value of 9, then x equal y minus 1, then break the statement. By default the value of a is 2, and break the statement, break this outer switch statement. So if we have to solve this question, and we have only if as a tool, if according to the if, and if we only the statement that we can use only in the three address scheme is if. So what we are doing, we are storing the value of a plus a and b into the a plus b into the t value. And if t equal to means if this case value gets true, then go to L1. If this value of this t is 5, then go to L3 and perform these actions. And if the value of t3 is 9, then go to L3 and perform these action. If the value of if not if no case value is gets true, if no case value gets true, then go to default phase and perform this operation. So if this statement goes true, then go to L1. If this statement goes true, go to L2. If this statement goes true, then go to L3. And if nothing goes true, then go to the default phase, which is described as L4. So, so what happens in the case of L1? In L1, we are copying the value of y to the x. So I am using this temporary variable t1. The value of y is copying to the value of t1. Then the value of t1 will be the value of x. Then break statement means go to the next phase. Student, I am repeating this thing once again, like it is already in the 3 address format, but I am using this temporary variable because I have to show the optimization also. I have to show the optimization of the code also. This is the reason why I am using this extra variable. If you are not using this extra variable and showing that in the level L1 x equal y, it is also correct. And in the case of L2, like while the value of case is 5, in this case another switch statement is in place. Then if the value of x equals 0, then go to L21. If the value of means this is case, if the value of x is 1, then go to L22. And if both the cases are not true, then go to the default, which is L4. Why L4? Because the value of this default and the value of this default is same. Go to L4. What happens in the case of L21? L21 we are storing the value of b plus 1 into some temporary variable, then transferring this value to the a, and then go to next phase. Then what happened in the label L22? L22, we are doing the same thing. We are doing the same thing. We are adding the value of b by 3. We are adding b plus 3, and the values are stored in some temporary variables t3. This temporary variables t3 value is copying to the a. Then next in L3, in L3 means if the value of a plus b is 9, then go to the L3, and in L3 t4 is equals to y minus 1. This case the value of a plus b is 9. If the value of a plus b is 9, then the y minus 1 is stored on some t4 variable, and this t4 value, the value of this t4 is copying to the value of x, and then go to next phase. If no condition gets true, then default will be executed, and the default says the value of a is equals to 2. So I am not doing anything, just value of a is equals to 2, and go to next phase. These kinds of questions you will get in your examination, like convert this statement to the three address statement. You can use this label and go to and if statement to solve this kinds of question. This is an assignment for you. You can do this thing. I am giving you a time of within a 2 minutes you can convert this statement to the three address statement. You can do it by yourself. You can do it by yourself. So if you have to convert this statement to the three address statement, the value of c is equal to, you just check your question. I'm not going to elaborate it. You just check whether you did the correct thing or not. In case of doubt in this question, you can ask me via WhatsApp. If c is, this is the statement, if this questions, yes, we have to solve this question. I'm not using the label here. I'm using only numbers here. In some books, you will get only this kinds of question, this kinds of answer. Both the methods are correct. If x is less than b, then go to 2. or go to 5. Sorry, go to 8. If C is greater than, here AND statement means if this if if this and this both the if this and this if both the condition gets satisfied, then you have to go to 4. And in this case, no, the question is the bracket in under bracket A is less than B or these two statements. So if C is greater than D, if C is greater than D, go to 4, or A is greater than D, go to 4. What happens in 4? If nothing happens, then go to 5. In 4, we are adding these value and storing the data in Z. Then we are adding these values and storing it into the Z. Oh, sorry, we are storing the adding these x plus y and storing it into the T1. Then T1 into Z, we are storing it into the T2. Z equal T2. Now go to next. In 8th statement, T3 equals Z plus 1 and T3 equals Z, and go to next. This is again a question for you. You can solve it by yourself. I am giving the answer also. Just check it with my answer. In case of doubt, you can ask me. Again, this is the question. The for statement with if statement for j equal 1, j is less than or equal to 10, and j plus plus. If x equal y, a equal b plus c, j equal a equal b plus c. Now we have to solve this question. We are storing the value of j into 1. If j is less than or equal to 10, then go to L1. What happens in L1? In L1, if this if statement, if x equal y, here one more equal will be there. If x equal y, then go to L2. Go to L2. If this statement gets failed, go to next. Nothing is described over here, if or no else statements are given, so go to next phase. And if this condition gets fail, if this conditions get fail, then go to T1, then go to L1, where we are storing the value of b plus c into T1. This value of b plus c, which is stored on T1, will transfer to the value of a, while the j plus 1 is stored to the T2. And then why this j plus 1? This j plus 1 is the increment of this statement. And then again go to L0. So with the help of this go to L0, we are maintaining the loop also. So in the case of go to L0, we are maintaining the loop also. This is the question. What happens in the case of if we have some procedures in place? So procedures we can use by using the labels. Same like display x, we are using display as an label, display x. Okay, what happens in the x? Print x. Rest things are same. Yes, sum is nothing but the label L1, where we are storing this, we are doing this activity. So L1 is sum, and the value of y of 2 stored on x, the value of z of 3, the value of z of 3 is stored on T2, T3 equal T1 plus T2. Then transfer this value T3 to the x and display this x. What happens in display? x, we are printing the value of x. So in this lecture, we have seen some examples based on the three addressing scheme. Based on these three addressing scheme, we have solved some quadruples and triples and indirect triples questions also. Students, if in case you are facing some sort of doubts while doing this exercise, you can WhatsApp or email me. I will be available after this lecture on YouTube also.